Hello, I'm Jeremy Croxall. I'm here to teach you a little bit about your SCBA and your morning inspections that you're going to be performing every day when you come to work or after you have gone and used it in a fire or training. First steps you're going to do is you're going to take your SCBA, you're going to inspect all the straps. So you'll check them, make sure there's no cuts, tears, frays, discoloration in any of the materials. You'll make sure that all the straps are fully expanded out so that you can be ready to put it in to service and not have to worry about adjusting the strap length when you're ready to use it. You're going to inspect the back pad, make sure that it's where you want it. As far as if some models have a movable pad where you can go up and down with it, just make sure it's set up for you and the way you like it, to make it easier for you to use. So after you've inspected all the straps and back and your harness, make sure that the backpack itself, the harness frame itself, is not broken or cracked, and make sure that it's not doesn't have any burn marks on it or anything like that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to inspect the bottom. You're going to make sure that there's no gouges, scratches, deep cuts, any discoloration in the bottle, or there's no damage to the fiberglass components to your bottle. You're going to disconnect your quick release off of your pack. If it's not equipped with a quick release, you're going to have threads, you just have to unthread it. But this particular pack has a quick release. You're going to check that, make sure that that's tight, make sure that that's not loose, make sure that the knob on your tank is not bent or cracked, or everything looks like it's in good shape. Okay, now you're going to reconnect your bottle. You're going to inspect the hose. It goes from the bottle into the pack. It's a high pressure hose. You're going to inspect that, make sure that there's nothing that looks like it's frayed or burned or damaged in any way. Okay, so now you've got the basics inspected with the pack. Now we're going to turn it on. Actually, this pack is also equipped with a buddy breather, so you're going to check that as well. So you're going to open up the buddy breather pack. You're going to pull out the hose, unravel it. You're going to take the dust caps off. Make sure there's no dust or debris or anything in there. Make sure they function properly, so that it's ready to go when you need to use that as well. Make sure you reapply the dust caps before you roll it back up and put it back in the pouch. And when you're doing that, you want to make sure that it's rolled up fairly tight, and you want to have the connector ends up toward the top, so when you grab it out of the pouch, that you can utilize them for quick activation. While we're here, we're going to inspect the second stage regulator. You press the two silver buttons on the side of the regulator. You'll be able to turn it over and look at it. You want to make sure that both buttons move freely, that they have good spring to them, that they're not broken or chipped. Make sure that they'll be able to hold it in properly. You're also going to inspect the O-rings on the inside of the regulator. Make sure that they're intact. Make sure there's no debris in there, and that they're not torn or gouged. Also, you look inside the regulator and make sure that there's nothing inside there. Make sure it's free and clear of any debris. Then you can restow that. Okay, so you come over here to your control module, which is this piece here. You hold these two green buttons for 3 to 5 seconds. It'll bring up your battery level. So your battery, you want to inspect that, make sure your battery is good. If that's yellow, you'll need to swap the battery out. Now, in order to do that, the battery is located in the back harness here. So you clear your pad out of the way, and grab this section of your waist belt at the male end of the clip. It goes in right above the battery. You press it in there, you can take the battery out and exchange it. And to put it back in, you just put it back in and click it back in place, make sure it clicks. Okay, Along with your SCBA, you have your SCBA mask, which you want to make sure is okay. So you want to inspect your mask every morning, make sure that there's no delamination of your lens, make sure that there's no cracking around the face piece, make sure that there's no rips or tears in your harness side of it. You've got good elasticity in your straps still. Make sure that they move freely, that there's no binding. If you have any delamination or heat exposure to your lens, you want to get that replaced. If there's any bubbling or anything like that on your mask. And then put it on your face. Put your straps in. Make sure you can breathe out and breathe in without any leaks. So you want to suck your face, so you have a good seal around your head, and then you want to make sure that you can breathe out properly. Make sure that that exhalation valve is working properly. So the next step, you want to turn it on and check for proper function. So to turn it on, you just use the valve down here, turn your bottle on. Listen for the bells. Okay, your pack is going to go through cycles. You're going to have green, yellow, and red lights. Make sure that they all work on your pack. As we go through it right now, everything is on. You can see that there's green lights, which means everything is up to a proper pressure. When you open up your bottle, our regulations dictate that we want to have that above 4,300 psi at all times. This is a backup also. We'll need to fill this up. So that's make sure that all the gauges are within 250 psi of one another, just to make sure that the bottle is reading correctly. If it's not, you need to take it out of service and get it to a technician to get it taken care of and fixed. Okay. Okay, so on this here you have your passive device. You can start that up, make sure that it works properly, make sure that the sounds are all working the way they should. Shut it off, make sure that shuts off properly. If that has any sort of an issue, it'll have like a red X will show up right here in the face, in the screen here. And again, if that happens, take it out of service and get it fixed. Okay. So once you've got air to the system, just listen for any leaks. Make sure there's nothing leaking that you can hear or notice. Take your regulator. You'll notice in here you have the four green lights. They go correspondent to your mask here. Have a heads-up display in here. Put this back on. Put the second stage regulator into your mask. Quick inhale. It'll activate the pack, and then you can check and make sure that you don't have any leaks in your mask. Make sure everything's working properly. You can also check your bypass valve, slight crack, to make sure that you have air that rushes into the mask, which can help clean out any debris or condensation on the face piece. You should be able to hear air and feel air rush into your mask. And while you have it this way, you can also check your annunciator. This little component right here on your chest strap, and you can use that to make sure that it's working properly, magnifying your voice, so you don't have to scream into your radio. So now that you've got all the functions working properly, shut the pack down, just close the air tank. Okay, and this is what we're gonna, when I was telling you earlier, when this turns yellow, gives you, you're about a third of your air pressure. Take your air pressure and lower it down and stop it, your lights will turn to yellow. They should correlate with the lights that are on your pack. The lights on your pack are also yellow. They're going to be flashing yellow. So then when you drop down below 1500 PSI, you should drop into the red zone. Your bell should activate, and it should turn red, and the pack light should also be red. Okay, and you can let that cycle all the way through to make sure that it will cycle into the pass. In order to shut that off, just do a double tap on either green button on either side of the control module. Then double click it and it'll turn off the pack. Alright. Then like I said, you just make sure you check that every morning. And you go through and you make sure that the pack is clean. Make sure there's no debris on it from a previous fire or anything like that, and you're good to go.